They said Darpur never celebrated Diwali again, not after the night the lights refused to die out. The legend begins in silence, under a sky that once shimmered like molten gold. Today the village stands forgotten, its streets buried beneath dust. And yet, on every Diwali night, the lamps still burn. The air around Darpur carries the scent of burnt oil and old prayers. A century ago, this small Rajasthani village glowed brighter than any palace. Craftsmen molded brass diyas with devotion, their light spreading warmth across courtyards. But now, only ruins remain. Walls charred, windows cracked, and whispers that never fade. Darpur was once ruled not by kings or armies, but by Devendra Bhatt, the master of light. His hands created beauty. His lamps were said to hold divine breath. Villagers believed each flame captured a fragment of the soul that lit it. Devendra called it the art of remembering through fire. In 1923, on Diwali night, Devendra unveiled his greatest creation, a 1,000-lamp chandelier for the royal palace of Jaipur. Each lamp gleamed with perfection. Yet, when the wick was lit, the flame shuddered, refusing to stay alive. The crowd murmured, uneasy, as Devendra's pride began to crumble under their stares. Desperate to save his honor, Devendra performed an ancient ritual his ancestors had forbidden. He whispered old Sanskrit verses meant to awaken divine light. No one understood his words, but the air thickened, and the lamps ignited at once. The courtyard blazed in gold. Shadows twisted on the walls like living things. Then came the stillness. The wind died. Every flame froze mid-flicker, bright but unmoving. A strange hum filled the air, low, endless, inhuman. One by one, villagers began to vanish into the light itself, their screams dissolving into the glow, until only the lamps remained, burning with trapped voices. When dawn broke, the entire village had disappeared. Houses stood empty, food untouched, and yet every lamp continued to burn. Witnesses claimed they could hear faint laughter inside the flames, whispers calling for release. Darpur was sealed off. No one dared cross its borders again. The gods had turned away. Decades passed. The brass lamps blackened, but their fire never died. Travelers who wandered too close spoke of distant chants and children's giggles echoing through the ruins. Each Diwali, the same haunting glow rose again, countless diyas lighting themselves in perfect unison, as if the village still celebrated a ghostly festival. Last year, a team of urban explorers visited Darpur on Diwali night, determined to uncover the truth. Cameras rolling, they entered the broken temple where Devendra's workshop once stood. Hours later, the crew vanished. Days after, only one camera was recovered from the river, its footage corrupted beyond repair. Investigators found just one surviving frame. It showed a man standing before a burning lamp, his reflection missing from the glass. Locals whispered that Devendra Bhatt's spirit still walks the ruins, polishing his eternal diyas, waiting for one final soul to complete his collection. The last light of the living. They call it the Maker's Curse. Each flame in Darpur hungers for breath, for memory, for warmth. Those who stare too long into its stillness claim to see faces forming inside, faces of the lost, silently mouthing the same warning. Light without soul is hunger, and hunger never dies. So tonight, when you light your lamp, watch it closely. If the flame doesn't flicker, if it burns still and silent, step away. Somewhere in the ashes of Darpur, Devendra Bhatt may be watching, waiting for your light to join his. And when it does, Darpur will glow again. When the last living flame fades, the cursed village will return in full brilliance, brighter than heaven, colder than death. For in Darpur, Diwali never ends. The light remembers everyone who ever believed in it, and it burns eternally. for the ones who cannot leave.